I've got Nathan Shafer, a good friend of mine from Shafer Heating and Cooling, joining me here on the Check a Pro Radio Show as an HVAC expert. Hello, Nathan. How are you?
Hey, doing great, Jim. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you so much. This question comes up a lot. I'm sure it comes up a lot in your world as well. What temperature should I set my thermostat to?
Good question. Yeah, great question. No, really, I would say no temperatures for, hey, this is the magical number, right? This is where you should set it at. I think more importantly, would be is let's not change it up and down a lot. Okay, and so it's better, it's more comfortable, it's better for the home or the business, the structure. It's better for the utility bill. It's better all around. It's better for the equipment. It's easier for it if we pick a temperature that we find is most comfortable for us. I would say on average it would probably be around 70-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll see houses set from 68 to 72 to 4, probably most commonly, depending on the season and time of the year and different things. Maybe warmer. However, let's set a temperature and let's maintain that temperature. So picture like your car, right? If we're stop and go traffic, in town, and we're constantly braking and accelerating, it's tough on that vehicle. It's hard on the brakes. It's worse on fuel mileage. It's a lot of extra wear and tear. Heck, it's more wear and tear on you, the driver, right? Just going. If you set that cruise and you get out there and just set it on 60, man, that thing, you can run it for way more miles, less wear and tear, much simpler. And that's going to run better that way. So your system is no different. Another thing too that can kind of play with what temperature feels the most comfortable to you is going to be the relative humidity in the home. So what is that humidity level in the home? And certain times of the year, around here, we may need to dehumidify the air. So come spring, summer, fall, we need more dehumidification. In the wintertime, as we heat our homes, we dry out that space. And so we need to add humidity to the air. And so you might find that if you're finding like, man, 70 sometimes feels comfortable. And then other times it's, freezing cold in the wintertime or vice versa in the summer, right? Man, I got to keep turning it down. 70, I'm sweating. But the other couple of weeks ago or a month ago, 70 felt really good. It was almost chilly in here. That's because of the humidity level in the house. So for every 5% in relative humidity change in the home, that feels like 1 degree of temperature to the skin. And so that's extremely important. And there's ways that we can control that humidity with your heating cooling system, with whole house humidifiers and dehumidifiers to help, once again, keep that comfortable and allow you to be able to pick a temperature, give a degree or two, right, and just set it and let it maintain.
I was thinking when you were talking about humidity in the home, especially in the summertime, a lot of us will use our central air conditioning system to dehumidify. That's one of the things it does. Right. But it's important, though, that the cycling on and off is programmed properly and that the system is sized properly, right? Because if it cools down too quickly but hasn't had enough time to pull the humidity out, that's not good. And that's why it's so important to have Shafer come out and take a look at everything to make sure that the product that you have that is cooling your home is sized right, for instance, and that it's cycling on and off properly. But I will give you a tip as a homeowner in the summer. If it's hot and it's humid, keep your AC running to pull that humidity out if you do not have a dehumidifier, which most people generally don't have. And a lot of people will say, well, it's cool enough in here, but it's sticky. There's a problem, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And, oftentimes too, that may be like, well, hey, while I'm at work, right, or I'm going to be gone for the weekend, I'm going to, let's say in the summertime, for example, I'm going to turn it way up. I'm not going to be here. Why condition it? I'm not here. And or the wintertime, set it way back. Well, the problem is that's hard on a lot of things in the home. Your doors start sticking, your floor starts squeaking, it comes to humidity and humidity because of expansion and contraction. But also too, now when you do come back home and you turn it back down or turn it back up, depending on the time of the year, man, that system has to work so hard to get there. It's like jumping in your car and just pushing it full throttle, right, for the next 100 miles and wonder why you just got 10 miles less of the gallon or whatever. So Very, very hard on the system as well as the well-being of your home. Even things like instruments, your flooring, all these different things in the home we don't even think about, your furniture. It's really crucial for all of that, not just our comfort, because you think, well, I'm not home. Yeah, but everything else is still there unless you're packing up and taking it all with you, which probably not the case. So
I agree. Some people will spend extra money to actually store their belongings in a climate controlled storage facility.
right.
Maybe not so much in parts of California, but in other parts of the country where it's really cold, really hot, really humid, people will do that. But you wouldn't want the owner of that facility turning the AC system off for the fine artwork you may have stored in there. Why would you
Right.
do that at home? It's exactly what
Right.
Nathan's talking about. We have a lot of expensive things we've invested in inside our home. And just because we're not there, you want to make sure that your belongings, especially your pets, I mean, come on, right? Leave Fido at home and you want to make sure Fido is comfortable. Nathan, as always, thank you so much for joining me today here on the program.
Hey, thank you for having me, Jim. It was good seeing you.
All of Nathan's information is located in the description of this podcast. There's no excuse not to reach out to him and his team.